Good evening and a very warm welcome to Television Tonga's news package for tonight. Making headlines, Their Majesties King Dewald VI and Queen Anaspao will present at the University of the South Pacific graduation ceremony in Vanuatu and Samoa. Malia Sosefa Laumanu Kilupe Mafi has been announced Ducks of Tonga High School for 2013 and to involve physically disabled people in developing the society and the country. These and more stories later on in this bulletin. Here's your news for tonight. Their Majesties King Dewald VI and Queen Anaspao will present as the guest of honor at the University of the South Pacific graduation at the Vanuatu and Alafua campus in Samoa. Their present is due to His Majesty's capacity as the 20th Chancellor of the University. In a report from Talita Tuipulotu of the Tongan community in Vanuatu to Radio and Television Tonga News this afternoon, she says they've carried out rituals and traditional presentations to welcome Their Majesties.
Their Majesties King Seafi Dewald VI, along with Queen Anaspao arrived yesterday in Port Vila, Vanuatu, Wednesday, 4th of December, at the International Airport of Bowfield in Port Vila, Vanuatu, and they were officially welcomed by the Vanuatu Prime Minister, Moana Karkis, along with the Council of Cabinet Ministers. So this was an official welcome at the airport before the Majesties were brought to the Holiday Inn, where they will be accommodated during their stay here in Port Vila. At Holiday Inn, the Tongan community conducted a prayer service, a special prayer service, just to give thanks for the Majesty's safe arrival in Vanuatu. Following the prayer service, there was also performances by some of the students. Here in Vanuatu, there are students at USP and APTC. So there were performances following the service along with introductions to Their Majesties. So this was quite a special occasion because this is their first royal visit here to Vanuatu in His Majesty's capacity as the Vice Chancellor of the University of the South Pacific. So tomorrow is the graduation ceremony where 3 Tongan students will be graduating with their degrees. These 3 students are Viliami Falaumahina and Elisabetta Limoto. They'll be graduating with their Bachelors of Law, along with Susana Finyanganofo. She will be graduating with her double major Bachelors of Commerce Accounting and also her law degree. So the students are very excited. They're the first bunch to be receiving their degrees from His Majesty in his capacity of Vice Chancellor. It's a very special occasion tomorrow. Yesterday, following on the church service, after the introductions as well, there were special gifts presented to Their Majesties and also a royal dinner that was presented to them from the Tongan community. And today they will be hosted by the Vanuatu government and the USP Council. There will also be a royal luncheon served by the Tongan experts here in Port Vila. So we're very happy to have the Majesties here in Vanuatu, and tomorrow will be the graduation ceremony ending their visit here before they depart the country early Saturday morning.
Alafua campus graduation ceremony will be held on December 13th. Following Their Majesty in their official visit to the 2 islands was the Lord Chamberlain, Viela Tupo. Malia Sosefa Laumanu Kilupe Mafi has been announced Ducks of Tonga High School for the 2013 academic year. The school's 66th graduation ceremony was held this morning at the Queen Salote Memorial Hall. Galisi Tuyanuku reports.
Present at Tonga High School graduation ceremony was His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Tupotoa Okalala and Her Royal Highness the Crown Princess Sinaitakala Whanakawakilangi Toku Aho. The program started with the staff of Tonga High School marching into the hall, led by the chaplain Reverend Pensimani Tonga and the Deputy Principal Enesi Watuvei, followed by the teachers and staff and the Principal Amelia Falaumahina. In the keynote address from the Crown Prince, he says this is the end of 2013 academic year and they must live up to their motto, to the best. After today, some of you will proceed on and pursue several walks of lives. Some of you may have families, while some will continue for further study. I hope that you may all live up to the motto of your school, to the best, and let God complete the rest. I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a very prosperous New Year. The principal of Tonga High School conducted the school's annual report elaborating on the 4 core values that makes up Tonga High School.
School vision, Following the Ministry of Education and Training's vision for education, the school reiterated its vision that kihelele taha, or excellence, is attained in all facets of students' experience at Tonga High School. In compliance to this vision, there was this concerted effort for everyone to work cooperatively together with love to create a positive learning environment where excellence is attained in all areas of our school lives. Students were encouraged and were expected to live and abide by the 4 core values of respect, whakaapa-apa, nurturing relationship, tauhiwa, humility, lototo, and loyalty, mamahi mea. 4 core values were emphasized this year, which were cleanliness, integrity, punctuality, and diligence. In reaching the end of the year, I am mindful to state that the school has tried to uphold and instill these values and still can better achieve them well in the near future. The tax of Tonga High School for 2013 is awarded to Malia Sosefo Raumanu Kirupe Mafi.
Meanwhile, the tax also conveyed her best wishes to the school in her final remark.
To my fellow graduates, bon voyage and God bless you. To current students, do the right thing and always strive to the best.
Her Royal Highness Princess Naitakala awarded several prizes for school's prefect together with other awards. Tonga High School was consisted of 1,235 students. Attending the ceremony was Lady Fila Kepa, Lady Tui Hateho, parents, ex-students, students, and many guests.
Leadership in Action is this year's theme for the National Leadership Week in Tonga. The highlight of the program goes in line with the importance of showing good leadership through actions. This initiates a voluntary effort to help physically disabled people in the villages of Halalo and Popua. Sinilatu reports.
These are some of the voluntary work carried out to mark the end of several programs conducted to highlight the importance of Leadership Week in Tonga. A board member of Tonga National Leadership Development Forum, TNLDF, Reverend Dr. Ongatea Kata, told Radio and Television Tonga News that this year's program is different from the past years. We hope that the public will recognize the needs of disabled people. That is why we choose to provide our voluntary work and assistance towards them so that our children can see what we know and continue it in the future. We believe that when we talk about good leadership, the children will understand it more if we put it to action. Meanwhile, students, community leaders, and others lent a helping hand on this project. Reverend Dr. Kata also challenged the locals to inherit and prioritize this trait of good leadership. This is a challenge for all of us. We have to prioritize leadership roles and put it into action anywhere or everywhere we go. They hope the children and village leaders will continue such voluntary effort in years to come. For Television Tonga News, I'm Sinilato.
It is important to break down barriers and open doors for physically disabled people to help develop the society. This is the theme of this year's International Day for Disabilities, which is marked on December 3rd every year. A program conducted to mark the World Disability Day in Tonga was presentations of gifts and food to the people living with disabilities. It is known to many as a Christmas party hosted by the Fofoanga Tongan Gava Club. Speaking to Radio and Television Tonga News, a specialist from the Ministry of Health says there are several factors causing mental and physical illnesses. Some of the disabled people were born with it, and some people suffered from disabilities due to their mother's excessive intake of alcohol and tobacco when pregnant. He adds special attention of families and friends are needed towards those that suffer from disabilities. They are needed to be treated nicely and give them special support. For a healthier nation, Tonga needs to improve the standards of family planning. This is the purpose of a 3-day training for nurses from the Public Health Promotion Unit of the Ministry of Health held at the Tonga Family Health Association. Speaking to Radio and Television Tonga News, the chief nurse of Viola Hospital, Sister Afute, says they hope to highlight the importance of efforts taken by nurses to promote a healthier Tonga. This program is to promote a healthier lifestyle for the Tongan families by giving them the right information needed to educate them on the right actions needed to be taken. It is clear that there has been a decrease on birth rate last year, and that is a good sign. Meanwhile, a participant, Sister Seni Pasa, says the training will help nurses improve their skills and experiences to help better their service to the public. Improvement is very much needed for the betterment of the ministry's core services to the public. Discussions includes issues related to family planning and others. It is important to ensure food security and safety of sea organisms for a secure supply of seafood for Tongan in future. This is according to the head of Aquaculture Research Division of the Ministry of Fisheries, Boasi Ngaluafe. He says it is their obligation to ensure security and safety of marine organisms, as it is a source of income to the families. Sinlatu reports.
A program put in place to support the initiative is spawning or breeding of the giant clams at the Ministry of Fisheries. Speaking to Television Tonga News, the head of Aquaculture Research of the Ministry of Fisheries says this has been conducted in Tonga for more than 10 years.
This is a normal working activities under aquaculture research to spawning and culture artificial giant clam. Giant clam was one of the species was indicated as almost overfished naturally. And as you know, that giant clam is one of the delicacies of the Tongan people. So this program is more like enhance the resource, and at the same time to support the aquarium trade in terms of economic viable or potential for the government as a whole.
He adds, exported clams to the foreign markets in the previous years injected more than 100,000 pa'anga to the kingdom, despite Tonga cannot meet market demands. For Television Tonga News, I'm Siri Lato.
A call was made for further regular updates on Pacific Agreement on closer economic relations, PACER Plus negotiations, and support for capacity building of private sector and civil society representatives. This is to improve PACER Plus negotiations, understanding its core technical issues. This was raised during the third non-state actors dialogue on the PACER Plus held in Auckland, New Zealand. Representing Tonga to the meeting was the Deputy Secretary of the Ministry of Commerce, Tourism and Labour, Alisi Horani. And that's local news. Pacific is up next.